thinking a lot about the name when we started the band in 2001. And at that time, all the good names were
used already.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, you know, a lot of people ask, like, is it we are using a lot of cannabis because it's something to do with indica too, but it definitely was. We were young, innocent girls, and we were staring the sky and dreaming, and, you know, indigo blue was the color we loved, and so we did, you know, there was a band called Indigo, and we changed it a little bit, although they hadn't published anything and nobody probably knew the band, but yeah. We started the band with Heini, my bass player, and I have known her since she was 7 years maybe. And, you know, we had played in classical orchestras when we were younger together, but when we were teenagers, 13 years old, we thought that something really important is missing in our lives, and it was the band. So that's how we founded the band, but Sirkku came along later. She was a really great classical pianist, and we went to see some.
I am still.
You are still right. We went to see. Sorry, I haven't seen any of your concerts for a while. I have to go again.
Yeah, but I have to concentrate on Indica shows now.
Yeah,
so
right.
I haven't got so much time to classical music.
Yeah. But we went after Sirkku's show. We went to ask like if she would like to join the band, and she said like yes. And
yeah.
Okay, you were a little bit drunk then, but still.
And you too when you were asking.
Yeah. I had to get some courage. But then, you know, Sirkku and Laura were playing in other bands, and you know, we really liked the girls, and we thought they were great players, and we asked if they would, you know, leave their bands and join Indica.
Yeah, and I think it was like love at first sight.
Yeah.
Somehow we just became really good friends, and that's, I know that we shared a passion towards music and a dream.
Yeah. It depends on the song, but in the new album, the red line in the album is kind of freedom. It's talking about there's different stories about people who are in weird situations in life, and, you know, create different kind of images and different kind of ways to survive. It's, you know, the whole album is about escaping the mind and finding the freedom.
Yeah, we have many.
Yeah, I would say everything we hear or we see somehow inspires us. It's hard to say like some special which are affecting our music, because when I compose and when we do the songs together, we never think that let's take this one from Beatles and this one we want still from that band. It's more like we just create the melodies we love the most and the most fascinating melodies, and then we try to you know, find the message and the soul and but what would be our favorite bands? Like we share Queen,
yeah, and Muse,
Pink Floyd,
Nightwish,
yeah, and also Mew,
yeah,
and Cranberries.
That's
I hope
true.
we will see them in Paris.
yeah, and the Ark.
Yeah, and they're great too. And a lot of classical composers. We love Chopin both a lot, and Sibelius. And from new bands like Beach House and Arcade Fire are great. There's so many. We could you know, continue this list the whole day.
Well, when we started doing music, we were really young, and at the time, I think we had to make the choice: English or Finnish, and maybe Finnish was at the time more natural because it was our native language.
Yeah, but still, then we did songs in both languages.
Yeah.
But why now? I think we had always planned to do an English album at some point, but why we did it now was also because, you know, Nightwish asked us to tour with them in Scandinavia and later in Europe, and then there started to be many fans abroad, and they started to ask could we do something that they would understand too. And yeah, there was all only, you know, really shitty YouTube versions they could listen, so there was a good reason to do it now. We all definitely wanted to do the English album, and we knew we had to do it also somehow. You know, band has to move forward and do different things, and also we found it really interesting challenge because English language is totally different, and for me it sounds more beautiful when it's sang. But of course there is some hardcore fans which wants to keep the band in the same box, and they are shocked of any new things. Like also when we did our first album with Tuomas Holopainen, there was like some terrified fans who were like, oh my god, what's happening to Indica, and what? And you know, in the end they were like, yeah, it's pretty cool and oh, sounds good. And I think it's the same with the English. It takes some time for some fans.
Well, there was a little bit fighting between us because everybody had their favorite songs, but finally we found this combination.
A little bit scratching and biting.
And tears.
Screaming.
Yeah, it was a hard process for us, and I'm so glad it's over.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but and of course there was like, we got so many letters and so many mails from the fans that you have to definitely do this and definitely do this, and probably someone will be really angry when we didn't do their favorite songs. But also there was some extra songs which we couldn't fit in the album anymore, but we wanted to do one. There will be a vinyl version of Away Away where there will be all the extra songs included. Like there's 3 additional songs in that version. The same thing in the songs is that it's talking about the circle of life overall, but the stories are a little bit different.
Yeah, the names don't match. They doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah, but there's, by the way, some funny translations of the original lyrics in the web pages, because some lovely fans, they tried to help us and tried to help the fans, and they started to translate the lyrics, and I think this was called
Forever Power.
No, it was they call it like Eternal Flow, but you call it Forever Power.
Yeah, but you can those are like same meaning.
Yeah,
with the same words, so
those are pretty funny translations.
Yeah.
It's hard to say like which is the best feedback, but Germany is working now really well too.
Yeah.
And Switzerland, it was a great experience too a couple of days ago, but I think people are different, and audiences are different. In Italy and in France, the audience is more free and more like open and more cheerful.
Yeah, the more south you go, it's I don't know.
In Finland, we are a little bit more like stiff and like.
Yeah. And
this means that we really like it.
Yeah, if we
And
look
it's like,
down
wow.
and that's. Oh, there are so many good memories. I can remember this one time. Well, now it sounds really funny. But at the time I was a bit confused what's happening, because we were sharing the bus with Pain, and the Nightwish had another bus, and in our bus there was always a party, and that night I wasn't really up to that, and I went to sleep in the other bus, to the Nightwish bus. And in the morning I wake from there and I see, where's our bus? I'm just at the parking lot and there's nothing else, all people gone, my bus gone. Oh God, I didn't have any shoes with me, I only had like my pajamas or something. I was like, okay, well, maybe they come back.
And then she called, like really angry guitarist called me like, what the fuck, where are you? And I was like, I think we forgot you.
Yeah.
But I remember also like we had really romantic time in Paris, because there we had like 3 days and we were drinking with the band, and 2 of us were sitting under the Eiffel Tower and drinking wine, and
it was really fun.
Life is wonderful.
Yeah, we took the subway to wherever and just had fun.
Yeah.
I'll say this one's light up the night, stardust when it hurts inside.
Hello, we are
INDICA and you are listening to Radio RDN, and we hope you will enjoy the album Away Away, and we really hope to see you all soon. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Back to the past, back to the past.